Hi there. Welcome to Craft with Kathie. Welcome to Christmas in July. Can you believe that Christmas really isn't that far off? It's going to come up on us quicker than we realize, or at least as it does for me every single year. I'm coming at you from the suburbs west of Chicago, and our transfer tonight for the beginning of our Christmas in July is called Oh What Fun. And oh what fun it is going to be. Basically they're ornaments and they have coordinating chalkable chips. Oh yes, chalkable chips called Oh What Fun. And they are completely erasable. So you can use them and make them one color theme for this year, and next year wash them off, spritz them with water, wash them off, and basically go with another color scheme if you so desire, or keep them the way they are, or add to them and make a garland, or string them on the tree, or you could just think of a whole bunch of different ideas to do with these. They're absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to quickly cut these apart off of my transfer, and yes, I'm doing something a little bit different. Normally I cut through the backer, but I seem to feel more comfortable if I could see all my, when I'm looking, I hang them up, and when I'm looking for a particular transfer, it's nicer to see all of them on one sheet as opposed to once I've cut them apart and put them on individual backer sheets, they seem like they're like a little deck of transfers. So I'm trying this, and I'll let you know how it goes, how it works for me. It's a little bit more tedious putting them on their backer after you've cleaned them, but I'll see if it's worthwhile to do it this way or not and let you know. I'm using my transfer trimmers to cut this transfer apart. They have an extra long blade, which makes them easier to use, and they also have like a silicone coating so that the adhesive from the back of the transfers does not gum up the blade of the scissors. Simple and easy and a little bit more convenient. So anyway, this is the transfer called Oh What Fun. I'm going to actually start with the star. Matches it perfectly, and these this particular transfer is from that new vendor that has a more translucent transfer, so you could actually see through it somewhat. It's a little bit translucent. I'm going to fuzz it a little bit before I get started here, and then just show you how easy it is to do this. You want to make sure that it is stuck with no air bubbles because there's so much wide open space. Anyway, so for this, because it's a star, I'm going to go with my shimmer gold, which I thought was perfect for this beautiful star. And I'm just dipping my squeegee into my gold chalk paste. I'm going to hold this down with one finger as I chalk on it, just so that it doesn't slide around and move as I'm doing it. And you can see how quick and easy this project is. If you're new to chalking, this might be an ideal project for you to try out, because the chalkable chips are erasable. So if you make a little oops or a little mistake, or you're not happy with the color or whatever else, just wash it off, spritz it with water, wipe it with a board eraser or a paper towel, and start over. Okay, I'm removing the excess paste, putting the excess paste back into my jar, and then I'm going to peel this up. We'll do a little peel and reveal here, and I need to hold that down with something. So I'm going to use the little point of my detail tool here just to hold it down as I lift. Isn't that pretty? Making spirits bright. It's just adorable, isn't it? Now I did do this with our shimmer paste, and our shimmer paste takes a little bit longer to dry than our regular paste. Regular paste is about 5 minutes, shimmer about 8 or so. And if I wanted to hurry it up, I could use a little hair dryer or our drying tool. You do not want to use a heat tool, because a heat tool would really be too hot. So let me put this on a side to dry, and go on with, oh, I don't know, maybe we should do the stocking. Decisions. Maybe the stocking. Okay, and I'm going to do the stocking in Candy Apple Red. So once again, I want to fuzz my transfer, which basically diminishes the stickiness of it a little bit. Which you rejuvenate the stickiness once you clean it. But this is great because if you were putting this on a window, which is glass or mirror or some type of metal, it would stick very, very strongly, and then you would want to fuzz a little bit more than I just did. For chalkboard, you don't really have to fuzz, maybe 3 or 4 times or so. Okay, I find if I hold this down in the middle and then spread outwards, I'm less apt to get any air bubbles. Skating around on me there. Oh, isn't that a nice pretty red? We have a new red called oops, it's not it. Where did I put it? I'll dig it up. I think it's called Cherry Red. I think this is it. Yes, cherry. It's a little bit different. Not quite as bright, kind of deep. Another very, very pretty red. So again, I'm just going to hold it down as I apply my chalk paste. You don't need a lot. Just smooth it over. You don't need a lot of pressure either. Just smooth it over all of the silk screen. Cover up all the white part. Guess I need a little bit more there, don't I? Then once you have it totally covered, go over it, smooth it out, remove any lines, any excess paste. Put your excess paste back into your jar. And then peel and reveal. Let's take a look at it. How simple was that? So like I said, this is ideal if you're new to chalking because you can erase it and use it over and over and over again. You can practice a little bit. It's not, I'm doing all one color pretty much on these, so it's pretty simple and straightforward. I think a mini squeegee is pretty much the only tool you need. If you don't have a detail tool or something with a point, you could use, I don't know, maybe the edge of a pencil or something like that, or a little pin, just to hold it down where there's no paste until you lift it up. So I'm going to scoot this over to the side here, cover up my Candy Apple Red, and grab another shape. I don't know, what about the snowman? I think the snowman is one of the cutest of the set. Once again, get my fuzzing cloth. Take the transfer off of the backer sheet. Fuzz it a few times. Now I decided I was going to do this in blue, and I'm sitting here thinking I probably could have used multiple colors on this. Let's do it in blue for today. I'm going to come back with something a little bit later in the week and expand on this a bit. These hot fingers, what can I say? Okay. Smooth it out, make sure there aren't any air bubbles. Well, I'm going to stick with the Shimmer Moonlight. That's what I took out to use on this originally, but I could see that it could lend itself to a couple different color schemes. This is a very dark blue shimmer with little gold flecks in it. I might have had a little air bubble there around the scarf, which means the paste wouldn't go through as evenly because of the air bubble underneath it. If that's the case, all I have to do is wash it off and try it again. I try to check it with my eyes and also kind of feel around with my fingers to make sure that there's not an air bubble, but sometimes you miss something. Okay, I've got this smoothed out. I've got the excess. Just going over that little hanger at the top here. Yeah, when I'm having a hard time getting the very top. There we go. Oh my. Kind of dramatic, don't you think? Put my excess paste back in the jar and cap it up. There are 4 chalkable shapes in the Oh What Fun set. No, I think there's 5. I'm sorry, there's 5. So you could hang these up on the little jute strings that come with it, or you could put them on a ribbon, or do really whatever you want with them. Let's see, I think I'm going to go for the Silent Night ornament next. Again, I'm fuzzing it. Then applying it to the chalkable shapes. Now, if you don't have the chalkable shapes, you could apply these to a piece of canvas or a frame or anything else you really want to. You could actually use them to etch glass with. We now carry Armor Etching Cream, which, yes, you could use our transfers to etch glass or mirror. Wouldn't that be beautiful? I didn't have this top part straight, so I'm going to lift it up and straighten it up again. There we go. And for this, I'm going to use the Shimmer Violet. Isn't that a beautiful light purple? I keep getting stuck to the transfer. Goodness. Here we go. Do you find it difficult to get in the Christmas mood if you're living somewhere where it's in the 80s right now, or 90s, or hotter? I heard that it was a little bit cooler in Phoenix today than it's been. Their heat wave's broken a little bit, which I know it's been sweltering there. Removing the excess paste, removing the lines. Then I'm just going to do that little tab up at the top. And put my paste back into the jar. Peel and reveal again. Isn't that just beautiful? And what do I have left? The lowly mitten, right? Let me clean a squeegee. and continue on with this. But you could, wouldn't this be a wonderful project for children? Let them do their own ornaments. Oh my goodness, I bet they'd be so tickled. And if they make a mistake, spritz it with water, use a board eraser or a paper towel, clean it up, and do it again. They can't make a mistake. Okay, and I think I was going to do the mitten in green. I think a forest shimmer would be great. I didn't realize I'm kind of off out of camera here. Let me move things up a bit. We have a great special now through the end of July. Purchase $50 or more in US on my chalk site, and you will receive a coupon for 20% off of your order in August or September. The full order, how cool is that? These really are quite easy to line up. Doesn't take a lot of effort there. Oops, I think I grabbed way too much paste there. We'll see. I want to get all the silk screen, all the white areas covered. Once again, I'm smoothing out the lines, removing the excess, and then I'll get the little tab up at the top. Put the excess back into the jar. Peel and reveal. Aren't these beautiful, and weren't they simple and easy? I mean, seriously. Hi, Teresa. Aren't they adorable? I mean, seriously, I just can't get over them. And you could, like I said, you could use them as ornaments with these little jute strings, or put them on a ribbon if you prefer. I mean, you could really kind of go a little bit more rustic or a little bit more elegant if you want. Or, I don't think this one is quite dry, but what I was thinking, you could string a little bow through it. I had grabbed red because I was going to do it with the stocking, but the violet I thought would be so pretty against the black chalkboard background. Just put a little bow on it, maybe a little white satin bow, and put it on a little piece of chalkboard with a sticky dot. Obviously, I'm not going to string the bow through because this is probably still a little wet. Like I said, it'll probably take a few more minutes to dry. But wouldn't this be pretty on a little easel or something? Just a kind of little, or even on a tier tray. It might be a little bit big for a tier tray, but just another idea of a different way to do it. Or buy more than one set. The set comes with all 5 chalkable shapes. So maybe buy 2 sets and create a garland, hang them across the mantle, or across a bookcase, or across a picture ledge is what I was thinking of doing in our living room. Just an idea. But they're sweet, they're easy, it's quick, and it'll also be great for the kids. A nice way to let them have a little creative afternoon, some fun time. And you know how kids just take to stuff like this. They really can't make a mistake, because if they smudge it or something when they lift the transfer, erase it with water, clean the transfer, and redo it. It's that simple. Let me show you how easy it is to clean one of the transfers. I'm just going to clean one of them. Let me put these aside to dry. Could put Mama to work drying the transfers while the kids are chalking. How's that? I'm going to take a board eraser. Yes, this is much used, much loved and used. I'm just wetting it. I'm going to go over the top of my transfer. This is the non-sticky side. I'm going to grab a disinfecting wipe. Take off any remaining paste that might be on it. Board eraser does a good job getting the excess off. You could run this to the sink and just run it under the spray or the water and massage the paste off with your fingers. And then I'm coming back on the sticky side and washing off the paste from the sticky side from the adhesive side. And then once I have all the paste off, I'm going to go across it in one direction to remove the lint that I applied with the fuzzing cloth. And if you don't have a fuzzing cloth, you could use a towel or a pair of jeans or a sweater. Anything that has a little bit of lint to diminish the stickiness. I'm wondering how these might look across a front window. And yes, you could do them outside. I've heard people that have chalked their windows from the outside and they've been exposed to rain. And as long as somebody's not there scrubbing or hitting it with a paper towel or a rag or something, the images have stayed intact. Okay, so this is nice and clean. If you're ever unsure, look through the silk screen, make sure you can see through it. Put it aside, sticky side up until it's dry, and then put the backer on it, put it back in its cellophane envelope, and you're done. Yes, excellent idea, Teresa. You can use these as gift tags. Yep. Wouldn't that be sweet? A little extra little gift or so? I think they'd make great gift tags. What else do you think we could do with them? I bet there are lots of things. And I'm going to save my and for later in the week. I've got another idea, but I'm not going to share it just yet. Can't give away everything at one time, right? So that's it for tonight. I've got some more involved projects. This was kind of simple. I mean, it was straightforward. We didn't do anything really, really fancy, but it was quick and easy. And I have a couple things later in the week that are going to be a little bit more involved. There are so many beautiful holiday transfers and winter transfers, and don't even get me started on fall and Halloween because it's mind-boggling. But I did definitely want to do Christmas in July if anybody wants to get a jump on things and show you what's out there. And I think you'll be impressed at the beautiful designs that the company has come up with this season. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really do appreciate it. Which one's your favorite? I think I'm partial to the Silent Night. I don't know. I think they're all very sweet and very appropriate. Thank you so much for joining me. See you soon.